Greetings! Today I have another random electronics related piece of kit to have a look at. This is Ghost Finder. It's a little gadget. It's tiny, as you can see, and what it does, it has two buttons on the front, A and B, and it's got extendable antenna. And what it does, it detects radio frequency signals. So there you go. So button A seems to be higher sensitivity, button B lower sensitivity. So this one I press doesn't detect anything. Here in the room there's so many things plugged in all over the place, and the computer switched on and whatnot. There's quite a lot radio interference where I'm sitting right now, so that's why when I press this, oh, now it didn't, but as I move ever so slightly closer to the tablet and the chargers and the whole lot, it goes off. With the B button pressed in, I'll need to get significantly closer. I'll show you that in a moment. So yeah, this thing on the front, as I said, has got two buttons. Underneath here, on the sticker, there is, you can probably barely just see a shadow underneath right here and here. There is provision for two additional buttons or LEDs or something underneath, but this was blanked off. It says on the front, pinhole eavesdrop jing. So this would indicate that it's meant to detect eavesdropping, so secret spy bugs, microphones, cameras and whatnot, which it would detect, I presume, because it picks up radio frequencies quite with quite high sensitivity, and yeah, little thing, self-contained, little plastic plastic packaging. This is small enough to be on your keychain if you're paranoid. Now, when I ordered this, I didn't pay much attention to what it looked like on the picture, but when it came, I noticed it says Israel on it, and I thought to myself, well, Israel is the home of MOSAD, of course, which is the most efficient spy agency. You know, if you don't know what MOSAD is, do look it up. It's quite interesting. They've got agents all over the place, all over the world at any given time, and this is possibly you know, standard piece of equipment of MOSAD. Possibly they have something a little bit of a higher quality, but yeah, this is definitely MOSAD inspired. I'm losing focus a little bit. I'm going to zoom out a tiny bit. There we go, that should be better. Shouldn't lose the focus. So yeah, little spy detector, spy bug detector. Let's have a look what's inside. The whole thing is held in place with just two screws, and there we go, one, and two, and the whole thing comes apart, and there we go. Oh, that comes out too. Perfect. So the case itself is just plastic molding, as I said. Oh, there's actually three more provisions for three extra buttons, LEDs or whatnot, but only those two are used, the light and the speaker, the little piezoelectric buzzer. They've just made a little cutout for it, so the sound comes out much nicer. And on the double-sided board, we've got a little piezo speaker, two buttons, battery, FAT alarm battery. It says on there it's a 12 volt battery 23A is the type, so this whole thing gets 12 volts, and I think the power consumption is not that great, so this will, especially it comes on only when you actually press the button, so the battery will last quite a long time. The antenna, which is screwed on over here onto a tab that's been soldered into the board, so it's held in quite secure, I guess. And a couple of missing components. There should be a couple of diodes here, but they haven't fitted this in. I wonder what those were for. Not too sure. The whole thing is surface mount, and let's have a look what those chips are, and let's see if we can work out how it actually works. So macro time. Okay, there we go. Now we can see all the markings on the chips, and by the way, you can see the crudity of my macro setup. So as I said in another video, I'm just using a lens that is stuck to the front of my camera with a piece of white stack, and that changes the focal properties of the lens on the camera and allows me to zoom in quite high. I mean, this is with that lens tacked on the front of the objective. This is the lowest magnification, but if I zoom in, let me just show you. Yeah, that's as high as it will go. So you can see it does reasonably good job on getting a magnified picture up on the screen. And I've got probably about 5-6 centimeters of distance between the lens and the and what I'm holding, so it's reasonable. In this sense, it works kind of better than the microscope that I bought from China recently. But yeah, the magnification is not as high, but as far as inspection of joints, it's quite good actually. Right now I'm just holding the board in my hand, so it's a little bit shaky, but if the board was mounted or laying flat or something, it's a lot easier and whatnot. There's a little bit of aberration present, so it's the edges of when it's bright and dark or reflective, you can see the color shift a little bit between red and blue. But yeah, I can live with that. Anyways, that's a free setup, so I can't complain too much. Oh, by the way, you can see on the edges it distorts the picture quite a bit because it's there is no correction for the lens. It's a spherical lens, so you can see the straight line, edge you can see on the edge of PCB in the middle. It's dead straight, but as I move it towards the edge, it becomes curved, and it gets really curved at the end. So same as the bottom. So in the center is straight, but as I move towards the top, you can see the edge of PCB is curved on the screen. So that's a side effect of using such a crude setup, but again, it doesn't bother me too much. Okay, so back to this. What we've got here is, first of all, this guy, if we just manage to get that's LM358, as you can see, and yeah, that's just an op-amp, and next to it the bigger chip is CD4011, so it's It's just a standard 40 series CMOS logic. 4011 is 4 NAND gates, so quite a simple setup. And we've got antenna here, so let's have a look if we can trace out what is happening. On the other side there isn't much, it's just the buzzer and 2 buttons, as I said before. So let's have a look. So the antenna comes in here, it's coupled in through a cap and goes into a transistor, this guy here. So that comes out and through another cap is coupled onto another transistor, and this from the transistor, what's it going here? That's just resistors, just to bias the transistor. So yeah, output goes into the op-amp. The signal coming in from a transistor, amplified through 2 stages of transistor, goes into input on here on the 358. There's two op-amps in here, by the way. And what happens is this goes into, that's positive, negative is pre-biased by a couple of resistors in here, and the output goes, can't really see that very well, but there must be a track going underneath somewhere. But anyways, what's happening here is the signal from the antenna gets amplified by the 2 transistors, and that goes into an input of an op-amp, which has got quite very great gain, and that basically triggers the op-amp to change the output state. One thing to note on the second op-amp, inside this, you can see both negative and positive are tied together, and those are tied to I think that's power, so that's plus 12 volts. So what they're doing over there, they didn't want to leave the op-amp with the inputs floating unconnected to anything, because this thing might just start oscillating and effectively overheat and drain battery and all kinds of things. So that's why if you've got double op-amp and you're not using it, tie them inputs together and stick them to the power or to the ground. It doesn't really matter. Just don't leave them flapping around in the breeze. And the CD4011, the NAND gates, what's happening here? This is what I think this is doing is just a generator made out of this. There's a couple of caps around, so this is probably just generating the pulsing tone for the LED and for the buzzer, just to make it go beep 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 beep, and that's all there is. So I think the buzzer itself is self-contained, so you just need to apply voltage to it and it will beep. And this is just making like a 1 Hertz or whatnot, 2 Hertz or whatever that frequency is, just to instead of being a tone, a continuous tone, it modulates it on and off. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So really nice little circuit. The PCB, by the way, is really thin, so it's really thin. Let me, possibly you can't see that just like that, but let me see if I can. I should have a piece of another piece of PCB somewhere. Okay, there you go. So there's still, I just pulled it out of the bin, so there is a piece of that PCB from that horrible Sony cassette deck, and this is that's the brown one, and the green one is the PCB in this. You can see it's really really thin, but I guess that's adequate. It's rigid enough. So yeah, let's maybe zoom out a little bit, back out. Okay, so that's MOSAD technology there, as you can see. Quite simple old jelly bean parts, and a fun gadget. I mean, I brought this over to work the other day, and you know, it fascinated everyone around. Oh, why do you have that? What is it? What does it do? And instantly everyone wanted to have a go and play with it and whatnot. So it's a nice little fun gadget, I guess. Yeah, very simple. You could probably make one yourself using just an op-amp and a couple of transistors. Or I've even seen, I think that was a Big Clive that put together a similar circuit just using 3 transistors, and he got, I think that was called a ghost detector as well. So using just 3 transistors in like a Darlington array, and yeah, that works just fine as well. So yeah, simple stuff. Nice little gadget, fun. It's this costed like 60 pence delivered, so can't complain about that. What I'm surprised that it actually says Israel on this. It did apparently was a Chinese item, but nowhere to be seen made in China on this. The only indication is Israel, so yeah, MOSAD equipment. That's what's inside, that's how it works. And that's it for this video. So, oh, by the way, I'll show you. So here's my new now charger. If I've got a video with this as well. Fantastic piece of kit. If you haven't seen it, do watch the video. You understand what I'm on about. But yeah, let's see. So if I press the A button, which is the highest sensitivity, it goes off instantly. It basically picks up the tiniest bit of RF in the air. But when I press B over here, nothing happens. It's not picking up anything. But as I get closer to the charger, it goes off. So the B is slightly less sensitivity. So that's good for pinpointing the location of the device that's causing the RF interference, and basically locating your spy bag more accurately. And yeah, nice little bit of kit. Certainly fun. As I said, it was quite a sensation at work. Especially it says Israel on this, so everyone was quite impressed. You know, if any sort of tech, security equipment, security electronics, it all comes from Israel. Those guys make pretty much the best secure systems over there. So this sort of product, although quite simple, it kind of makes sense that they advertise that as coming from Israel. And yeah, so if you like the video, please do leave a comment, especially if you work for MOSAD. You can just confirm for us whether this is on your standard list of field equipment. If you can, obviously, by all means, do stay anonymous and do not compromise your identity. But other than that, thanks for watching. If you liked it, please do click the like button or subscribe for more videos. And that's it for this one. Take care.